Hello, and welcome to your next lesson. Now that we have laid the foundation for creating and formatting charts, I would like to move further into the series. Today, we will identify the difference between a column chart and a bar chart. We will also discuss cluster charts and stack charts. To follow along in this lesson, please open your Visual Data Worksheet and select the Cluster tab. Okay, so here we are in our spreadsheet, and I have added some data for us to work with. First, I would like to identify the difference between a column chart and a bar chart. Both a bar and column chart displays data using rectangular bar, where the length of the bar is proportional to the data value. Both charts are used to compare two or more values. However, the difference lies within the orientation. A bar chart is oriented horizontally, while a column chart is vertically. Although alike, they cannot always be used interchangeably because of the difference in the orientation. Let's go ahead and create a column chart, and then we'll create a bar chart so we'll get a look at the visual differences. Let's begin by selecting the data on the total row. We're going to select cell B7 and drag it all the way down to M7. Next, let's go Insert. Let's grab the Charts group. Let's get our column drop down, and let's go ahead and grab the first one. Now I want to go ahead and add our titles. Let's go ahead and grab the bottom axis. So now that we have that selected, go ahead and say Select Data. Let's go ahead and say Edit. Let's get the arrow, and let's go ahead and simply grab January through December so that our chart is reflecting the correct information. Let's go ahead and get the arrow again, and let's simply say OK. Let's say OK again. And this is an example of a column chart and what we have used in previous videos. We're going to take this and turn this into a bar chart. So let's go ahead and select our chart. Let's go up to Chart Design. Let's go Change Chart Type. Let's go to Bar. And let's just go ahead and grab the first one. Now let's go ahead and say OK. Okay, so now you can see the difference, whereas a bar chart is horizontal and a column chart is vertical. So next I would like to discuss cluster charts. A cluster chart will contain multiple variables which will be reflected in our next chart. Let's go ahead and delete the current chart, and we'll create a new chart using our membership as our variables. Okay, so let's select the existing chart and simply say delete. Okay, so let's go ahead and select the data to create our new chart. Let's go ahead and select cells. Let's drag it all the way over to December and all the way down to our basic membership is covered. Next, let's go up and say Insert. Let's get the drop down for charts, and let's go ahead and select the first column chart. Okay, and this is an example of a cluster chart. You have multiple variables on one chart. Let's see what would happen if we change this into a bar chart. Let's go ahead and select the chart. Let's go ahead and select Change Chart Type. And let's go ahead and change it into a bar chart. Let's select bar and select the first one. And let's go ahead and say OK. So now as you can see, when this is turned into a bar chart, it's much too busy and very difficult to read. This is why column charts and bar charts are not always interchangeable. This type of information is best reflected in a column chart. Okay, so let's go ahead and click Ctrl Z to undo the last action. Okay, and so next we're going to go ahead and do a stack chart, and then we'll go ahead and wrap up the lesson. Okay, so let's go ahead and select our chart. Again, we're going to select Change Chart Type. Let's stick with columns. I want you to go ahead and grab the second column. which is your stack column, and say OK. Now a stack column stacks your categories and gives you a visual comparison in one column. Let's look at January. You'll get an idea of how your platinum membership compares to your basic membership by looking at the one column. Now you can also do this based on percentages. Let's go ahead and select the chart again. Let's go back up to chart design. Let's say change chart type. And this time we're going to go ahead and grab 100% stack column. Let's go ahead and say OK. And now your information is based on percentages. And as you can see, Excel offers a variety of options to choose from. Go ahead and continue to play around with the charts and see what other examples you can come up with. I'm going to go ahead and wrap the lesson up from here. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, so that wraps up this video. Job well done today. Be sure to save your work and then celebrate your accomplishments. Great job!